Before we get started, let's just run up the lights. Okay, wait a minute. All right, there we go. You look nice.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody.
Nice, okay. Like, got some pink in there. Am I seeing some pink in that shirt? Okay. Nice, okay. Line up, all right, we see you. Yeah. So, shout out to the vloggers. The vloggers do not get enough credit that they deserve. Without the vloggers, it would be extremely difficult to keep up with the things that be going on because some of us are pretty busy. So, shout out to the vloggers for sure, and thank y'all for the gifts. I appreciate y'all gifting my co-host as well. But we are going to get started with the first case. So, we are not surprised. All right, Hippie, I'm gonna need you to relax. Good day, AJ. The JJs is in the building. Not Bella happy to see her man. Believe it or not, my man watches the show every Sunday, so I do in fact greet him when he comes in. So I do be happy to see him. Stay woke. Braid. For those who are not familiar with Braid King himself, Braid is definitely the focal point for this week. Thank you so much, AJ. Definitely the focal point for this week's discussion of court, okay? Braid has been in quite a bit of a kerfuffle. AJ, thank you so much for the gifts. We appreciate you. And the JJs, of course. But before we get into Braid, I will say this since AJ is here, and we're not going to harp on it for long, okay? We just want to make sure that we at least do, is that the real AJ? See, this is why we gotta talk about it. We're gonna have to talk about it. It went down. Frankie, you might have to come up and tell me something. You might have to give me the rundown. Happy Mother's Day to you as well, AJ. May God bless you and your children. I pray y'all have a wonderful day today, and I truly mean that. But Frankie, girl, you're gonna have to give me the scoop on what happened, child. And thank you for subscribing. Thank you, Mrs. Sweet. Appreciate you, Queen. All right. So, for those that missed it, before AJ, became the focal point of the beginning of the week, there were some things that transpired, of course, with the whole HB saga. Justin, what's up, boo? With the whole HB saga that ended up transitioning to it being focused on AJ. From AJ, Braid pretty much just dominated the end of the week. So I'm not even going to make this situation necessarily a court case. I'm just going to speak to it, and then we're going to move on to the first case. Respectfully, I've had said to y'all from day one, court would not be court without the audience. I respect the audience. Now I would like to testify. I'm going to tell y'all right now, please, let me keep my eyes from the audience because y'all about to make me laugh and we ain't even get started yet. Look, I will say this. When it came down to the AJ situation with the audience members, our show is successful because of y'all. Hands down. I'm not going to be naive and pretend like the audience is not the reason why Accountability Court still continues to be successful and flourish and thrive. I've also said, thank you, Ladybug. I've also said that there's no me without y'all. And with that, some things has happened where as though HB and AJ got into a situation. Things took a left turn because HB feel as though, and I love y'all too, I truly mean that. To the people who've been here supporting me, coming through supporting me, I truly do have love for y'all. Thank you. Things took a left turn because HB felt like AJ laid on the sword for Susu. HB personal issue with Susu was that she felt like Susu came onto the app. Thank you, Spiritual. She came on here portraying to be pretty much a different person, that she's changed some of her ways, that she's reinvented herself. And HB felt like, you know what? No. Because behind the scenes, you're giving me people information, you move in a certain way, and then you're getting on the app and then you're doing something else. So HB's sole issue was with Susu. However, HB feels like AJ, being the wonderful woman that she is. I've told y'all, when it comes to AJ, I'ma always have different feelings in that area because I've watched AJ be kind, gentle with people, and thank y'all so much for the gifts. I watched her be a certain type of way. And in the end, she was betrayed over and over again, time after time. I've seen it. I've watched it happen. That's why I'm not making this a case. I'm just going to speak to it. I cannot sit here and pretend that AJ has not been betrayed, hurt by people that she poured into, opened up to, and then in the end, got shitted on. Let's just call it what it is. Yes, I believe AJ is a wonderful woman. See, if y'all were not around before AJ is the woman that you see right now, then of course, you're not going to understand it. But we watched AJ transform in front of our eyes. I see Queen. Yeah, come on up.
Good morning, Bell Bell.
I love the
Good morning, Blazy Wazy. Look
Happy
at
Mother's Day to you
Good
both.
day, Tina. Good
Thank
day.
you. Happy Mother's Day to all the mamas and not the deadbeats. Only the mamas with a room for their children. However, the fake me is in the comments. You guys, if there's no badge next to it, I have a 25 gifter badge. That is not me. You guys are telling the fake me Happy Mother's Day. Tell the real me. Go ahead, Bell Bell.
No problem. And yes, we are going to get into that, y'all. Yes, Braid has literally turned everything upside down since the opposition situation. Now, we're going to get into that. But yes, if y'all see any twins of mine, if y'all see any clone pages of myself, it is not me. If you see clone pages of Blaze, if you see clone pages of anybody, just make sure y'all just ask like, hey, is this the real such and such? And we're not trying to be funny. It's simply because they turned this side upside down. And yes, Braid, this is your fault. We cool. But yeah, this on you. All right. So long story short with the AJ HB situation, the bottom line is I personally think that AJ pretty much sacrificed herself to protect Susu. Bottom line. I think that AJ is still trying to process what happened to her. And I don't think it has truly hit her yet that she would not be in the predicament that she was had one thing not happened. You can't have one without the other. In order for HB to get AJ's information, we have to start with where it came from. The first step is getting AJ's name. That's the first step. You cannot skip that step. That's an important step. Without that step, HB is not able to do any of that. Let's just be honest here.
I can all y'all talking to the fake me. Just told you that wasn't me. Now you being funny. You about to be a goner. But Bell, let me say this. Can we also take into account the time frame, right? Because this information that this treacherous deadbeat bitch is claiming that Susu gave to her, correct? In fact, was not Susu doxing AJ. It was actually Susu sending the police report that Rose put out because that's what they were talking about. Now, HB, in her lying deadbeat ways, are trying to make it seem like Susu doxed AJ, but that is not what happened. She simply sent the police report, and then later on down the line when they fell out, HB is now using that against her. Oh, this ain't no court case? Oh, well shit, let me shut up.
Because I'm just making it plain and clear. This is not a case. I'm just speaking to it, and we're going to get into actual cases. But I didn't want it to come unnoticed. No, we saw what happened. I'm speaking to the audience by making it clear to the audience that there's no show without the audience. I respect the audience. I'm not going to blame the audience for anything that transpires because everything is by choice. I have a choice to read the comment. I have a choice to open the inbox. I have a choice to read a text message if I was still dealing with people on the back end. Everything that we do is by choice as the creator. So when I hear people say it's the audience fault because the audience brought the bone or the audience participated in the audience, respectfully, we cannot do that. I do not recall the audience being blamed for the things that was happening on Jerry Springer's show. The people that sat on the stage, they put themselves on that stage. They wanted to be there. It's not the audience's fault that whoever is sitting on the stage is getting chewed up, is getting all types of shit that's happening. Let's literally be honest here. The audience do not tell Jerry, hey, put this people on the stage and they cut up and act a fool. That's not how that works. The people on the stage chose to sit on that stage and do what they did. It was not by force. So whatever they do on that stage needs to be handled with them. If somebody on the stage does something physical and the next person gets harmed, they're not blaming the audience. Let's take it a step further. What they will do though, the hosts can be blamed. For those who are not old enough to remember Jenny Jones, let me reference Jenny Jones again. Excuse me. Jenny Jones brought a man onto her show. He was not aware that he was brought there because there was a man that was interested in him. He came there under a white lie, like a don't ask, don't tell.
They told him somebody was there that liked him.
Secret admirer.
Right. But
let her finish. Let her finish. Yes. Let her do her thing. Let her do her thing.
Frankie, shut up.
Come on, Trina.
Shut up, Frankie.
Let her do her thing, Trina. Come on, don't be rude.
Shut up, Frankie. You're making it.
Okay, Trina, you're being rude now. Come on.
No, you're being rude.
Trina, cutting her office rude.
Frankie, now look at you making the shit go longer.
I'm gonna drop down, Bella.
Yeah,
you're doing Frankie.
Nah, Bella, that's all good. Nah, it's for real. The disrespect is wild.
Okay. Let's try to get through the show. Trina, I'm asking you humbly. Thank you. All right. Long story short. Oh, one moment. AJ is here. Good day, AJ.
Hey, good morning, Bella. So I actually happy Mother's Day to you, to Trina, to all of the comment cousins. That's
Thank
mama.
you.
Happy Mother's Day,
Thank you.
y'all. I actually wanted to
You
speak
too,
to
AJ.
blame. You welcome, baby. I actually wanted to thank you, TT. Speak to blaming the audience because you're right about that. I think that I was so upset that day that I spoke on Bradley panel that I wasn't clear about my intentions. So I can respect the fact that everybody gets upset all at once and feels like I'm blaming every last one of them, and I'm not. However, I do want it to be clear, though, that the Jerry Springer show does not require the audience to pay Jerry in order for Jerry to jump on somebody. Jerry is not walking in the door saying, hey, let me get $5,000 and I will do something that is illegal to another person. And then the audience then specifically pays for that illegal action. That is what we're talking about. This is not in any way, shape, or form what happens on the Jerry Springer show. Because Jerry does not offer a monetary amount to do something that is illegal to another person. This is what happened. That is what made what happened illegal. That is what allowed the moment for the charges to be pressed on those people who supported the illegal action. So for me, when I got upset, and I said what I said, it's because I had already sat down, spoken to somebody about the RICO, understood, how it works. And I've spoken to several people since then, especially JJs, who apparently were in the room to, because they felt bad about what was happening to me. Just so many different people who were not there for nefarious reasons or whatever. And I want to be clear that, and I spoke to those few people who called or people who messaged, but I want to be clear that my intentions are not to go after those people who were not directly involved. You know what I'm saying? Like, there were people who sent cash apps that said, I like AJ, and sent a cash app to dox me. Those were JJs. That's a JJ, someone who likes me, right? You cool, you like me, but let's dox me. I'm sorry, but while I agree with you, my platform is supported and created and everything that I do to reinvent my platform is for my people, right? But when your own people pay for something like that to happen to you, you're supposed to do whatever you can to protect yourself and your kids. At this point, I'm protecting myself and my children. It's not even like the FBI coming looking for everybody. It's a civil RICO charge. You did it, sent your money gladly knowing that you were doxing someone. So why now not gladly sit in court and speak to your civil RICO charge?
AJ, do you mind if I speak to that, please?
Sure.
Do you understand why I could not make what happened with you and HB a case? Do you want to know why I chose not to do that?
Why?
Because I knew I wouldn't be fair in that case.
I don't understand, Your Honor.
AJ, for everything that has happened to you, you've watched happen to other people. I could even take it a step further and say, not only did you watch it happen to other people, you yourself have actively participated while it happened.
Can you tell me an example? Because I don't ever remember participating while it happened.
AJ, when it was being done to me, you pretended to be a prosecutor when it happened.
What happened to you?
When I was being spoke on in Kiana's panel, there was a conversation that happened way before y'all decided to even go through with doing it on her panel. Y'all discussed it early in the day. Hey, I need y'all here tonight at such and such time. We're going to be talking about Bella Leone and who she really is and this and that. So you yourself participated in the demise of my information being talked about. So much so that you received gifts while my information was being talked about.
What information? I'm confused. I don't even know what you're talking about.
So when someone that I once knew decided to come to the app and decided that she wanted to speak to me.
I know you ain't talking about Mai because I fussed with Mai. I told Mai she was dead ass motherfucking wrong. For even in Kiana panel, I said that. On somebody else panel, they jumped on me for telling Mai she was dead ass motherfucking wrong. You don't remember that?
So one moment. What I am just trying to bring to your attention is that you stated you did not participate.
I didn't. I was there telling Mai she was dead ass wrong. I'm confused. You're talking about Kiana's court case with Mai? I told Mai 500 times that she was dead ass wrong. I said, Mai, this is not okay for you to be doing to somebody that you consider a friend. Let's be clear. Mai knows and everybody else knows that I went to Mai on both panels, Kiana panel and another panel, and told her, you don't ever fucking do this. Like, that's your friend. So why would you do that to somebody that you considered a friend over a decade and this is what you're doing? That's not cool. I said that.
Okay. So just understand that from my seat, and that's why I said I couldn't make it a case because I wasn't going to be fair about it because of my experience already. When you see someone do something like that, right? You told her she was wrong, I'll give you that. But then to befriend her, make her your mod, it was like, did she really feel like she did anything wrong? Because it comes off like she was rewarded for the deception. She was brought in as if what she did was okay.
Okay, so let me speak to that. If the issue is her coming over to end up being a mod on my side, it's because we actually spoke. Me and Mai spoke about the whole situation. She apologized. She said she understood my take on it and why I felt the way that I felt. She does not plan on doing anything like that ever again. People, you see, everybody has the capacity for change. There just has to be somebody that stands up and says to them, no, this is not okay. And even when everybody around is saying, yes, it is, do it, and they're still doing it, she took a step back after the fact and she thought about it, and Mai came to me and had a conversation with me. That's how me and Mai ended up being okay. It's because she came to me and said, no, AJ, you were right. I should not have done that. That's not the way that I even rock and roll as a friend. Like, I fucked up. You know, it was a bad situation.
AJ, I'm sorry to interrupt you. She took a step back.
That's what yes, she took a step back, found a mirror, and she and I had a conversation.
I'm not sure when that happened, but more transpired after that, right?
Yes, because that's when I was over on the panel telling her, no, this is not okay, and I got jumped on for it. Yes, after that day, that's when she and I talked. Yes, more transpired after court because I went to that panel and said, what the fuck are you doing? Again, like I did in court.
I'm not sure. Hold on. I'm trying to understand. There were more than one incident that transpired after that. It was more.
Okay, I only know about the one that I went on the panel of and said, this is not okay, Mai. I told you last night in court.
If that's the case, she lied to your face.
Well, what other stuff happened after that day that I went up on the panel and fussed?
Girl was on.
I don't know if you want me to speak everywhere. To this, Bella. I'm just stating that more absolutely transpired after that.
She was on a world tour about Bella, like for a minute. Like,
well, the two places that I saw her,
private pictures and
the two
text messages.
The two places that I saw her, I spoke up. And I was one of the only ones that spoke up and said, no, that's not okay to do to your friend. It's not a good look. I don't like it for you. I was the only one. However,
so even after you talked to her, not sure when, but then all of a sudden, old photos of me and my ex popped up because she put those images out there after you talked to her.
Okay, well, I do not know anything about that. The two instances that I was there for that I know about, I spoke up. I was the only person that spoke up and I got jumped on. So that's my point. My point is for the conversation that me and you were having, Bella, was I didn't speak up when it was you, but I did. I spoke up when it was you. And now I'm speaking up when it's me because it's not okay. Also, your information was not sold. Nobody doxed where your kids are laying their heads. Okay. Like that is not what happened in any room that I was ever in. So no, I was not a party to what happened to me happening to you. So no, that's not at all the truth.
Kiana spoke to where my mom stay at. It's okay if you do not remember certain thing that transpired, AJ, but it did. And like I said, seeing everything happen the way that it did, it was hard for me to process it because I'm just like, well, damn, when I was in that situation, you went and befriended the person who hurt me in that way that you're currently being hurt. So I just didn't understand how you couldn't see it or why you wouldn't see it from where I'm sitting, but it is okay.
No. I see what you're saying because I told Mai that it was not okay. I definitely see what you're saying because I told Mai that what she was saying was not okay. I definitely did. I was the only person that did. So what I'm not understanding is how we don't understand that I'm the only person that said it over and over and over and over, that it was not okay what she did.
So, perfect example, AJ. Let me help you. You and Libra are good. You would consider Libra your friend, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And if Libra says, HB, what you did was dead wrong, you out of pocket, you out of line, da-da-da, but then she turns around and befriend HB, has a relationship with HB, get close to HB, that wouldn't make you feel a way at all.
I mean, Bella, this is kind of happening in real time. Libra is HB's mod.
I was about to say Libra is HB friend. What are we talking about? And no, I'm not. I'm still cool, and I'm still cool with Libra. That has nothing to do. What HB did has nothing to do with Libra.
Okay, AJ.
So yeah, I am in that position. And no, I'm not blaming Libra. Like it's not a Libra issue. What happened to me was illegal. So I'm doing the things that have to be done to make sure that those people who were directly involved pay. That's it. I'm not going after my friend for some shit that she didn't have nothing to do with.
I want to ask you, AJ, so you don't mind Libra's, newfound participation in HB's platform?
I don't know what Libra's newfound participation is, but I'm not Libra's mom.
So you don't mind her being over there while they playing your landlord and all that?
I'm not Libra's mom.
Yeah, I know you ain't her mama because you too young for that. I say, do you mind?
When you say, do I mind? I'm not her mom to even give a fuck where she goes or what she does. I didn't even know she was there. But what I do know is before all of this transpired, she was sitting up over there and it was not an issue. So she's supposed to stop when HB ain't did nothing to her?
So the answer to my question is no, you don't mind.
It's the weirdest thing that y'all want me to be mad at somebody that didn't do nothing. But the person who did it, I'm not supposed to be upset with. It's so weird.
I mean, I don't think it's weird, AJ, because isn't that
So hold on, Trina.
That's the path you're taking.
Trina, hold on. So AJ, so hold on. So now you're going into the audience and how they feel. You're mad at the audience, but you're not going to prosecute the person who actually did the shit. You're making the same point that the audience made.
I'm sorry. Say it one more time.
It doesn't make sense. It's kind of like an oxymoron.
Hold on, Frankie. Bella was talking to me. What'd you say, Bella?
You're making the same point that the audience made. You said it wouldn't make sense to be mad at Libra for something that HB did, but yet you're actively going after the audience, which you said whoever had participated or whatever, you're going after them, but not the person who actually did the doing. So you understand the confusion of why they.
Who said that I'm not going after the person that actually did the doing?
You did.
I'm confused.
AJ,
You said that, AJ.
Me and you have no problem, right, AJ? And I'm telling you right here, I have no reason to lie to you, a narrative, nothing. AJ, with my own 2 ears, you specifically said, I'm not going after her. She wouldn't have done what she did.
Wait. You're talking about on Bradley's platform.
Whenever it was said.
Yeah, when I said that on Bradley's platform, we were discussing the civil RICO. If y'all go and Google a civil RICO, you will find that in those charges, there's nothing that can be done to HB specifically. We were talking about.
No, you bullshit now, bro.
Hold on,
bullshit now. No, I know. Hold on. You're bullshitting us.
Can I finish my statement?
Specifically, since HB is untouchable, nobody can do nothing to HB. Yeah. I'll go after y'all. That's what you said.
Can I finish my statement?
So don't try to twist it and bullshit.
Yes,
I'm
listening.
I can't finish it because Trina talking. Okay. I cannot go after HB under the civil RICO, which is what I was talking about on Brad. Which was
so AJ, we was under the impression.
However, anything that can be done has already motion. I'm saying.
Go ahead, I can hear you. AJ, can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah. So in the civil RICO, there's nothing that can be done to her. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
In the civil RICO, there's nothing that can be done to her. That was what I was talking about on Bradley's panel. The civil. What we're doing here, you will find that there's nothing that can be done to her civil RICO part of it. However, yes, things that can be done to are already in motion. Civil RICO is not even.
Is it just me or is she going in and out?
She is, Frankie. When
sides of it.
AJ, you're going in and out. You're going in and out, AJ. We're trying to hear you. We're catching like every other word.
It's a sign. That's that bullshit.
You're going out now. You're
Even
out
your
now.
phone said quiet up that bullshit. See?
Okay. Y'all hear me?
Okay, there you go. Yeah, there you go, AJ. I can hear you now.
Okay, so yes, in the civil RICO, Bella, in the civil RICO part of it, no, there's not anything that can be done to HB. That is what I was speaking to on Bradley's panel. The fact that, a person can come to you and say, I'm charging for doxing of certain individuals, and we all start spending our money on diabolical things. That is what I am stopping with the civil RICO side of it. You cannot go on live and say, I'm charging you for these people information and you guys pay for it and then think that you have no responsibility. That is what I'm stopping with the civil RICO. However, anything that I can do to her, I have already started doing. Let's be very clear about that. Anything that I can do to her for what her part of in all of this was, I have already started doing. I hadn't even filed my civil RICO stuff because I've been busy trying to get my things filed with her first. So yes, I've done both things, but what difference does that make to y'all? Y'all don't care. Y'all just want the diabolical stuff. So why tell y'all that I'm going after your favorite creator as well as y'all? Y'all only care about your.
Sorry, AJ, the bailiffs had to come get you. I don't know if that's someone that's wanting to protect you because you was paid to be dropped. But I think we definitely heard what we needed to hear. But I am going to move on because like I said, if I know I'm not going to be fair in a situation, it would have to go like this. It would have to be a conversation, not a verdict, not a none of that. So respect when somebody can recognize that they are looking at something personally and they're not going to see it completely through the way they should. So that's why I had to make sure, AJ, that I was fair to you by not making it a court case at all. But I did want to have the discussion. All right. And on that note, we are going to move on. But we heard it here from AJ.